And another exciting episode. We are live. We're excited about everything that's going on in our lives. We are excited about what we're going to talk about tonight. So first we wanted to start off by introducing ourselves. My name is Trey. Let's just talk about what we like to do for fun. Let's do something fun tonight before we start. I'm Trey. I love to listen to R&B music and drink some wine. I said what I said.
I wasn't judging. Hi, how are you? I'm Jade. I love to dance. I love music. I love live music. Live music. Let me fix my hair. Hi, everybody.
Hey. Oh, she passed me. Okay. Hey, I'm Laura. Favorite color is blue.
Oh, okay.
I'm an Aquarius. What do I like to do? I like to, you know what? Right now, I just like to chill. I just like to chill, read a book,
Yes.
lay out
In the sun. We
in the
see
sun.
that. And
Yeah.
at your pool.
At
Say at my pool.
at my pool.
Okay, because everybody don't have a pool. So at my pool.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh. Let's take it around to KECIA.
I'm Keisha, everybody, and I like to.
Oh,
Sway.
wait.
I like to catch the camera.
Here we go.
And I like doing ladies' night in and fun stuff like that and drinking fun drinks
Yes, the peach sunrise.
and just having fun.
Let's roll it around slowly. Here we go.
Slowly. Hey, everybody. My name is Kim. I'm a Libra.
I hate y'all.
I like watching football. I like drinking and making fun drinks. This was my concoction tonight.
Yay.
And spending time with friends and family.
And she likes scary.
Oh, I love
murder
scary
mysteries
movies
and anything that's killing
and
people.
true crime.
Yes.
So if you want to date her, understand
Yes.
that. And she's single. Let me just. Okay. Sorry, I'm telling all her business. I'm single too. So, if you want to, in the comments, please leave a comment. Shout out to your favorite lady. Let us know any questions you may have. If you would like to send a question for us to talk about, for us to answer, for you to help you make a decision in your life, you can send it to info@treykearney.com. We will read your questions. And we will answer your question and give you our opinion. So here's a disclaimer too. We have 2 questions tonight from 2 viewers.
Oh. Okay.
They don't ever know what's going on because I get the questions. So I just bring them and pop them on them. And it was 2 questions that I really wanted to answer. So we have 2 questions from 2 viewers. And here's the disclaimer. We're not telling you what to do because we're not doctors and we're not therapists. We're not psychologists. We are just some girlfriends who are getting together to have a conversation. So whatever decision you make is your decision, and it should be, no matter whether you're getting information, didn't we talk about this earlier?
Stop.
It's live. So whatever your decision is, when we give you our opinion, it is just simply our opinion on here. Now, if you need some coaching, you can email me, Trey@TreyKearney, and then I'll deal with you professionally and ask you some questions. So first we want to say Carlee Russell is missing. And we want everybody to know that if you see this young lady, she's missing from Alabama. If you haven't heard the story, she saw a little kid walking down the highway, and she called the police to tell the police that there was a child on the highway. And she pulled over when the child was on the highway to see if the child was okay. She was on the phone with a friend, and she asked the little kid if the little kid was okay, and the little kid she never heard the kid answer. And the next thing you know, her friend heard her screaming. So we are looking for Carlee Russell. If you see this young lady, please call the police. And ladies, do not get out of your car for anybody. We live in a sad world. Unfortunately, we can't get out the car for old people, children, dogs, anything. Just call the police, stay in your car, and lock your door. And if you want to follow the child along the highway, you can do that. I'm going to hurt y'all. just sit still. Put your phones down and just sit still. That's all. Put your phones down, sit still. Y'all, it's okay. It's all right. So if you see Carlee, please call the police. So we wanted to pray for Carlee and her family. We just wanted to let women know be alert and aware of your surroundings and anything that seems strange. If you see $100 bill on your windshield, something on your gas tank, go to the police station, go home, go around a group of people, but do not get out of your car. Do not help anybody nowadays. Just simply call the police. Stay in your car, lock your door. Again, if it's a child walking down the highway, follow them in the car, beep the horn for other people coming so they don't hit the child. But do not, I repeat, do not get out of your car. So we just wanted to get that out there because we're women and we have nieces and we have cousins and we have mothers and we have aunties, and every woman needs to know that we live in a crazy sex trafficking, drug trafficking, organ deal. We have daughters. So we really want everybody to be aware. So let's get on with the night. So here is the scenario. Hold on, I just got to move this to make sure the Pivo stays connected. So we're using Pivo. Pivo, where's my check? Pivo, where's my check? Never mind, wait a minute, I'll deal with that later. We're using Pivo because this is how we doing this. So here's the question. Ladies, this is from one of our viewers. She really wants our opinion. Again, we are not therapists. We're not telling you what to do. We're giving you our opinion. So whatever decision you make is your decision. My dad is dating one of my close friends I grew up with. I told him I forbid it and would cut him off if he decides to continue messing with her. FYI, I already cut her off because she refused to walk away. I'm 28, my friend is a few months older than me, and my dad is 63. I am so disgusted, like I feel like he's a child molester and is taking advantage of her. And am I overreacting? By the way, my mother is also pissed. My friend used to spend the night at our home as a child. Was he looking at her then? What should I do? What would you do? I'm gonna take this around to Jade first.
Ooh, that thing loaded. Sheesh. Okay, so to the young lady who wrote and sent in the question, as much as it hurt, and this is just my opinion, as much as it hurts, morally, I do feel it's wrong. I do feel it's wrong, but he's grown and so is she. And they are entitled to their relationship because he's single and so is she. They're not going to walk away because she's 28 and whatever it is that she needs that man is giving her, and it just happens to be your dad, then he's giving it to her. I probably wouldn't talk to her either because you was in that house with my father and you knew better. So did she cross the line? Yeah, she crossed that line. And your mom probably fed that girl and, now she's eating. Okay, so I ain't going to say that. Anyhow.
Or he's eating.
Somebody, they eating. So I would say love your father, still love your dad, reach out to him, still speak to him, but I would never talk about that relationship if you can do that. I would never talk about their relationship with, hey, Dad, how you doing? When he starts to, try to explain, say, and just do that. So I would do that. I wouldn't talk about that relationship, but you can't stop that relationship either. So stay out of that. He grown.
We're going to go to Laura.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, this that was like a stomach punch. My opinion only. I would definitely, you probably have already let your dad know how you feel about it. I agree with Jade that he's gonna make a decision and he's gonna do what he wants to do clearly. And to me, shame on your friend that she would even entertain that and think it's okay, especially since she was in your house when she was younger. That to me is that's just not cool. That's just not cool.
Yes.
That to me, she not really a friend. I think she's not really a friend. That she was somebody that was looking out for her own, and people can be selfish like that. So I think you should probably lose that friend term and make it somebody you knew that used to stay at your house, because that's not a friend. That's not somebody that feels like that's okay. That to me is kind of trifling. So I would talk to your dad, because you know what? The worst about it is that's your dad. You can't, that's nothing you can do about that. Whether you have a relationship with him or not, I think that's your call. If you feel like you can't have a conversation with him or have a relationship with him because of this, then just don't live with any regrets. Don't live with any regrets. Just think about yourself and long term, not just today. Don't live with any regrets. I don't know what your relationship with your dad was before this, but I guess that's my advice. Just don't live with any regrets. Make your decision based on not just today, but the rest of your life and
Wow.
how you want to be able to deal with or not deal with your dad
Wow.
for the rest of your life.
Wow. So I'm gonna, for the people who just came in, we're gonna stop on Keisha, and I'm gonna read the question. We have a viewer who wanted our advice on something that she's going through, and it says, my dad is dating one of my close friends I grew up with. I told him I forbid it and will cut him off if he decides to continue messing with her. FYI, I already cut her off because she refused to walk away. I'm 28, my friend is a few months older than me, and my dad is 63. I'm so disgusted. I feel like he's a child molester and is taking advantage of her. Am I overreacting? By the way, my mother is also pissed. My friend used to spend the night at our home as a child. Was he looking then? So Keisha, what would you say?
Okay, my opinion, I don't like it. I wouldn't like it if it was my father. It's just an awkward situation for everybody. And he's the older person. Like, I would really have words with my dad, though. Yes, she wouldn't be my friend anymore. It's easy to let her go. It wouldn't be so easy to let my dad go, though, but we would have words about it, and I would stay out of it because you can't make people do what you want them to do. But that's just disgusting. I could never do that to my friend. I don't care if her father was, well, if Denzel was in the picture.
Oh, here we go. Oh, you gonna betray?
I'm betraying everybody. No, I could not do that, and I hope none of my friends. Well, my dad is dead, so I don't have to worry about that right now.
Right.
But my dad did date girls my age at one time,
Wow.
and I didn't like it. It wasn't my friends, although he probably would have if they let him. And I did not like that. He was going through his midlife crisis at that
Wow.
time, I guess. But that didn't last long.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Kim. So Kim.
I agree with everyone else. I don't like it. It's disgusting. It's
Yeah.
disrespectful. Especially disrespectful on her part to your mom.
That's that right.
And to her.
Because, like, I can't remember if it was Jade or Laura. One of you said
I said she
she probably fed her. Yes,
Right.
probably ate this woman's. She treated your friend
Like a daughter.
like a daughter,
Right.
like another daughter, because she was your friend. I never, ever, ever looked at any of my friends' dads as someone I could potentially date.
Ugh.
So I'm wondering if there's something missing. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I'm just wondering if there's something missing in your friend's life with respect to her relationship with her father,
Wow.
and why she's interested in a father figure for a mate. It's just disrespectful. But again, they are adults. They're consenting adults. They are allowed to do whatever they want to do. But what do you do around holidays?
Ooh.
What do you do around,
Right.
family dinners and,
She
and
ain't
things like
coming.
that?
God
Right.
forbid that girl get knocked up. I mean,
Oh,
then you
God.
might have a
Exactly.
surprise.
Exactly.
Oh,
Now,
no.
right, if she
Seriously.
gets pregnant,
Oh,
that's your sister or brother.
oh my God. Please.
and
Lord.
and
Y'all
it's an
took a
innocent
deep-
child.
Y'all a deep jumped in the
Right,
deep end.
like-
You got to.
It's an innocent child, and I would advise you to not compromise your relationship with that child because of your feelings towards that child's parents, one of whom is also your parent.
Wow.
So yeah, that's my advice.
Wow. I'm gonna say this for your mother's sake. I'm gonna say this, like, I'm glad that you cut the friend off, because like Laura said, that's not a friend. I would never ever, even if I had an inkling of a crush, because that's just a crush on somebody. We're in our 50s, all of us. We're all over 50. we really don't want a 63-year-old man. So whatever that looks like for her, and we 53 years old, we don't, and your friend is, your dad is 63, and your friend is 29, we don't even want, I'm not saying to anything about the 63-year-old men. However, I would like a man that's my age, like more, closer to my age than,
Yeah, I don't want an 80-year-old.
oh no, I don't
know
want,
what I'm
oh my
saying?
God,
You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
because if you compare the
Yeah.
time, oh no, I don't want an
It's
80
like 40 years,
Ugh.
like 39 something years.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
wanna-
Oh, I shouldn't do that to the older men. I'm sorry because there might be some out there that's still doing whatever. But I would just say to
I
you,
don't want it.
really, I would say to you, my sister, do what's best for you. And if that's taking a break from your dad, I would never say cut your dad off because you only get one. And tomorrow's not promised for any of us. But I would say if it's better for your mental health to process this without seeing your dad for a little while, and I'm saying never give a person an ultimatum, because if you give him an ultimatum and he stays with her, you're going to feel like he chose her over you. And this was a person that your father and your mother took care of. Because I know with us as a friend circle, we spent nights at each other's houses, at our father's houses, at our, and the wife who was there took care of us. So how disrespectful is that? So I would just say for you right now, do what's best for you. The friend is not a friend because she's already shown you who she is and her choice over you, over your father over you. And I have a problem with that, because if it bothered you and she's in it like that, this has been going on for a very long time. Because if it was just a crush or something that just started, it would be easy to separate. So this has been going on way longer than you know. We don't know how long your mom and dad been divorced, or if they're divorced, or
I
what.
would love to know how she found out.
I'll send an email back, and we'll come back next week if she responds back. Next month if she responds back. So we're gonna go to our next question. But again, this is my thing in my season of life right now. Hold on. This little thing be bugging. And my season of life right now is that, stop! Is that it's healthy in our lives, and this is for young people to learn now. It's healthy in your life sometimes to just do what's best for you in the moment, so that you don't make rash decisions. Say, I'm never going to speak to my father again, because this might just be a phase for him. This might just be a little quick phase, and he might be done next week, next month, next year. But set boundaries. But set boundaries to say that if she's going to be there for Christmas, I choose my mom. If she's going to be there for Thanksgiving, I choose my mom. So you just have to make better choices for yourself. So our next scenario, because I wanted to do both because they kind of sort of been sitting in the inbox for a couple of months. So I wanted to talk about this one. So I don't even know how to process this, but it's okay.
Lord.
My best friend wants me to have a baby for her. She's 37 and was told she can't have children. She's been trying for the last 2 years with her new husband. He wants his own kids, his sperm, my egg. I have 3 kids and I don't want to go through a pregnancy or give birth again. She's really making me feel guilty, telling me I may cost her her marriage. What should I do, and what would you do? Now, this is your best friend. No, let's process this before we start answering. Now, y'all, I have 2 of my best friends sitting here at this table, right? And I don't know if they could not have kids and how it was affecting them. So I will really have to think about this. So I want y'all to think really quickly, like take a moment to process this.
I'm thinking I'm good.
And your friend can't have kids and you have kids. Other people have kids, but your friend can't have kids and has a desire to have kids. Would you have a baby for your friend? Now, I'm going to answer this first. I would have a baby for my niece if she couldn't have kids. I promise you I would, because I love her that deeply. And she has 4 kids now. But she was kind of sort of late in life thinking that she wasn't going to be able to have kids. And the thought had crossed my mind, like, if she can't have a kid, I'll take an egg, carry that baby, and all that. And I don't want to carry no more eggs. I don't want to push out no more heads. Y'all hear me hitting hot 16? That was the hot 4. That was the hot 4. I don't carry no more eggs and push out no more heads. But I would push one out for her. So would you, Jade, have a baby for your friend and her husband?
How old is she again?
Hold on.
Because she said how old she was, because I got to think about that
She's
age
37 and was told she can't have children. She's been trying for the last 2 years with her and her new husband. He wants his own kids, His sperm, my egg. I have 3 kids and I don't want to go through a pregnancy or give birth again.
Okay, so as a friend, I would, if I could.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I would do that for my friend. I mean, if we had, if it was if Kim came to me
This is
and
my best friend, yes.
I would do that for her.
Wow.
I would do that for her.
What advice would you give her? Because she said, I have 3 kids. I don't want to go through a pregnancy or give birth again.
Okay, so to speak to that, then don't. I mean, you have to have a conversation with your friend, because your friend, don't be mad at her because she's saying what she's saying out of desperation. Because she wants a baby and her husband wants a kid, and she probably doesn't want her husband to go outside that marriage and have a baby. Because sometimes men do what they want to do for the things that they want. And that's even more hurtful. So maybe you should sit down with her in her desperate state, because she's just in a desperate state. She doesn't mean to put that pressure on you. The pressure is really on herself. So just have a conversation with her and come up with other alternative things, because if you don't want to, then don't. You don't have to feel guilty about it. That's your body. You have to go through that, because I stopped having babies at 26, and I don't care what nobody say about that. It was my body. So own your, whatever that is you're owning, have your ownership over that. You don't want to have any more babies until if I don't. But what we could do is help her research some other things that she can do in order to ease her mind, because she's just doing it out of desperation. And good luck.
So you would have a baby if it was your best friend?
I would.
Okay. Laura?
If one of my best friends came to me, if I were not married and I didn't have any kids, I for sure would carry a child for one of my best friends. In this situation, the guilt card cannot be played. If you feel you don't want to do that, she can't make you feel guilty that you don't want to do that. There's adoption. There are other options that can be searched for. I don't think anybody
They've been
should.
trying for the last 2 years. She's been trying for her new husband. He wants his own kids.
Okay, but that can't be your issue. It can't be your problem. I mean, I love my girls. I love my best friends like no other. But if that's not okay for me, especially if you're saying you had 3 kids, I had 2 kids, I would not be pushing another one out. No.
I know that's right.
No, I wouldn't be pushing another one out.
Eggs
And I feel for her, and I struggled trying to get pregnant initially too. Never thought I would revert to that, to ask a friend to do it for me. I kind of just thought, okay, well then maybe it's not meant for me to have kids. So you got to be able to also accept your lot. If that's what God is not intending you to multiply, maybe you need to pray on that and think about what is the direction that He's leading for you, because maybe it's not meant for her to have kids, and I'm not knocking it. I really, I pray for her and hope that it happens for her, but it can't be a guilt trip for you if you say, no, I don't want to. That has to be a conversation that she needs to accept and search other alternatives. Sorry about the earthquake that just happened.
Yes,
Phone shook and everything.
okay.
I apologize for that.
Accept your lot.
I just bumped the table.
Keisha.
First of all, how much they paying me?
Oh, flag on the play. Roughing the passer. Flag on the play. Roughing the passer. How much they paying you?
If they pay
Run them
me,
pockets.
I might do it. I don't know. I'm still trying to get rid of my baby weight. And my daughter is 28 years old. I don't know. That's a really tough question.
Flag on the play.
I don't know if I could do it.
Roughing the passer. She said, how much?
You need a red one for that.
A bright red
penalty.
one. Yes, penalty, yes.
I don't know. I might say no. I was told I could never have kids in my 20s.
Wow.
And I have 2 miracles.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what it's like to want kids and can't have them. I don't know that feeling, and I feel for people that go through that. But I don't know if I could put myself through that, because then I might not want to give that kid up.
Oh, that's what I was
After
thinking.
9 months,
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, I might have to say no.
I would.
Cause you already that was the thing
Get
that I
it.
heard too. His sperm, my egg. My egg, my baby. Come on, Kim.
But it's in
Oh,
your
okay.
body for
Right.
9 months.
Kicking.
Yes,
but
not
she should use her own eggs. She shouldn't be using her friend's eggs.
everybody
Maybe she
that
have
has.
that egg.
That's probably why she
Kids.
can't
Can't
have
have.
kids.
Right.
Yeah, I feel for her. I don't know what to tell her to do, but I don't think I could do it.
Wow. Kim.
Hi, everyone. The only way, based on the information that we have, the part that I'm stuck on is his sperm, my egg.
Yep.
If I were to act as a surrogate with his sperm, her egg, I don't have a problem with that because I can detach myself knowing that it's not biologically my child. But if I were to carry my child, I don't want to give it up. And I know couples who have consciously decided not to have children.
Wow.
They have nieces and nephews, they have godchildren, but they didn't want any children for themselves. They travel the world, they eat at luxury restaurants, they drive luxury cars, they live in these posh places. They decided not to have children. Can they have children? I don't know, but let's say that they can. It's not my or anyone else's place to say, well, think about the people who can't have kids. God gave all of us free will. So we can all decide for ourselves what we want for our own lives. And if you don't want to have another child, if you don't want to go through another pregnancy, if you don't want to give birth again, because that blank hurts, then don't do it. And don't allow her to make you feel guilty.
Yes.
No one can make you feel anything. You feel those feelings and you have to control your own feelings. You just need to tell her she needs to respect your decision. And it's not your responsibility to fill the gap for her and her husband. If her husband is going to leave her because she said she might lose her marriage,
Then you
that's not on you.
That's a bigger problem.
If that right, if that's the case,
That's a bigger problem.
if that's
Right.
the case, then there's some issues already going on in their marriage, and maybe he
Yes.
gave her an ultimatum:
Oh. Wow. Jesus.
give me a baby or I'm gone.
Oh.
No. And
She
why?
can't. No one
Why?
she can't.
Right? Why does it have to be you? Why is there no one else in her life that she can go to help her have a child?
Wow.
But I also agree with Jade. Sit down and find out what all the other options are. There's so many options nowadays, so much information out there. You can research and find out what else is possible for her to have a child.
Wow. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. In this season of my life, and I want younger people to hear this. As you get older, sometimes you have to make a decision to do what is best for you.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to have no more kids because you have 3 and you don't want to carry the pregnancy, then you need to decide for yourself and be honest and okay. And you need to be okay with losing the friendship for your friend for a season, because if this man has given her ultimatum and said, if we can't have kids, I'm going to leave you, your friend is definitely going to need you in the future. Your friend is really going to need you. If their relationship is based on the fact that she has to give him a child, they're not going to be together, and she's going to need you when that whole thing falls apart. So, so be sure to be there for her when the smoke clears, because she's going to need you. So we're going to talk about a couple of things that are in current events. Because baby, since we talking about kids, can we talk about Beyonce's baby daddy, baby mama? Can we
We're
talk
gonna have to put a 2-minute clause
yes,
on that one.
we're gonna put a 2-minute. Can we talk about Beyonce's? This is the scenario here. This is a
Matthew Knowles
this is
is
a
the
true
child.
story. Matthew Knowles has a baby. Matthew Knowles is Beyonce's dad. He had a baby outside of his marriage on Tina, and the marriage ended because of these situations. Now there's a little brother that is floating around. I think he's 14 years old. And the mother came online and said that Beyonce just bought this expensive house with her money and has not even met her brother. They don't live far away from Beyonce, and they've never met the brother. They are in financial strain. They're living in a trailer, and she felt some kind of way about Beyonce, and people were going in. So what do we think about, should Beyonce, one, reach out to her brother, right? Could you, if y'all going, hey, could you, if it was your brother, not meet your brother? If you had a brother outside, it was your brother, could you not meet him? So what do you guys think about the fact that this woman came online and said, this is Beyonce's brother, his father's not in his life, he's never met Beyonce, and Beyonce knows about him?
I hate stuff like this. I hate it. I hate it with a passion because during the conception of that child, she was souped up, right? She knew she was in the midst of the possibility of that relationship between Matthew and his wife being ruined, right? And then this child was supposed to be, I pray that she loves her son, because it was really probably about the money to begin with, and that she was going to be the mother of these new kids, the other two girls. I don't want to say their names because they have nothing to do with this. So I have a sister who's floating around out there, possibly because my dad supposedly had a kid while he was married to my mother. I don't know who this girl is. People have confirmed that there is a daughter. I and one of my other sisters, we did try to find her, but again, we had no real knowledge of what it was. If I was a little bit older and my dad had tried it, I would have not wanted to be bothered with that because it's too much. It's too much for me to unpack. And so Beyonce and Solange's mom was disrespected and hurt. So if you feel that those two girls are supposed to reach out to a child, even though the child is innocent, that boy is innocent in this situation, but that's for his mother to fix. She better start running her mouth. She better start telling the truth about how that boy got here and stop worrying about that money, because she's going to have bigger problems later on with that boy, because she don't know what damage. He's already 13, 14 years old.
Yep.
What damage that boy has done. He's already been born into sin, born out of adultery. He's already rejected, right? And now he's ignored. On top of, she needs to be worrying about those things and stop worrying about because Beyonce is on that stage right now making that money that she's buying for her family. So she got her money for her family and stuff. So stop worrying about what that lady is doing. Worry about what you did. And you need to have a conversation with your mother. Why your mother let you lay down with a dog and then get up with fleas and you scratch and you want somebody else to scratch that? I can't. Just let Laura talk. I just can't, because she got some nerve.
Oh, wait, Laura.
Yeah, I didn't like the story either. I didn't like the story because it's just crap. I mean, for a woman to lay with a married man, have a kid, and then
Expect.
how dare you even whisper, even think Beyonce's name? Like, how dare you even think that she would have anything to do with your life? That she ain't got nothing to do with, ain't got nothing to do with that kid.
Say that, Laura.
She ain't got nothing to do with that kid, and the fact that you laid down with her daddy, that is your business. That ain't got nothing to do with her, nothing to do with her millions of dollars. Let the girl live. She ain't got, listen, the mere fact that you had a child doesn't mean she needs to acknowledge him because that's her stepbrother. That's your situation. That's your issue. You need to deal with the daddy. You need to deal with her father, and if he's not dealing with you, then that's your issue. The fact that you even sold this story to get a paycheck, because that's what happened. You sold this story to put it out there to get you noticed and to get your name out there so that they know who you are and they know you got stuff out there. Like that alone is just low. That's just low. Exactly. Flag on the play, because you should not be proud of the fact that you did that first and foremost. And then secondly, you putting in a story that she lived down the street from you. Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
And mentioning how much she spent on her house.
She could spend billions of dollars on her house, and she has every right to do so. She don't have to give you jack. She don't have to give you nothing. She don't owe you nothing. Go talk to her daddy.
Cheers.
Can't. He's married already.
Is he married yet?
He's married already. Yes, he is.
It's just a mess. I feel bad for the kid. I really do. And how is exploiting this further
Helping
making him feel?
Right.
I don't like it. It's a
Got his
mess.
face on the
And-
picture and everything. Like, what
Yes.
you doing?
And yeah,
Messy.
why are you messing with Beyonce? That's not gonna get her to talk to him
Oh.
just because you mouthing out.
It's gonna push it further
Yeah,
apart.
but you know what? When you sleep with a man who's married, or any man for that matter, you take the chance of him not being in your child's life, because men just do that sometimes.
Oh,
Is it right? No. But that's the chance you take.
ooh, come on, Keisha.
I
gonna spit
look,
the
the
See,
poor
Keisha's
child.
toes.
I can't. The poor child. The poor child.
Stomped up them toes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Beyonce owes you nothing.
Oh,
She owed me some.
owe me back like you owe your taxes. To the left, to the left.
Queen B. I'm a B.
She owes you absolutely nothing. She is handling her business for her family the way she wants to, with her money and her husband's money, and they are doing it their way. She owes you nothing. You didn't sleep with her.
Oh,
Trying to
and
say
you shouldn't
that.
have slept with her daddy.
You shouldn't have slept with a daddy. So not only did you disrespect his wife and his marriage, and so did he, but you also disrespected Beyonce and Solange.
Oh,
And herself, stupid.
Right.
ooh.
Because that's their father. You took time away from them to sleep with their dad. He could not have done anything with you if you did not allow it.
Wow.
And she had
So-
to know who he was.
Right.
Right, of course
Right.
she did. Yes.
So I think you need to take some self-inventory,
Oh,
get some counseling,
so blow me down.
figure out how you are going to explain what you did in the bad judgment you had.
What kind of judgment?
Bad judgment.
Blame it on
Alcohol.
It is good.
The bad judgment you had when you decided to sleep with a married man, and your son is now the result of that decision.
Wow. Woo.
Because he's gonna have to live with that
Forever.
cloud over his head for the
Forever.
rest of his life. He may never have a relationship with his father
Or his sisters.
or his sisters. And they don't owe him anything.
Nope.
Nothing at all. So the fact that you went out here
There you go.
on social media, in the news, online, and posted your child's picture,
Trying to shame them.
and you don't think he's gonna be bullied? You don't think he's gonna
Yeah.
be, people are gonna look at him sideways because of what you did?
Wow.
That's not
Somebody
cool.
trying to
So,
kidnap
No,
no.
no,
know
no.
what?
Right.
Go, Lulu. Don't start, Lulu.
Here she go.
Don't start. Oops.
At least we don't have a skunk issue tonight.
Tonka.
I'm here, everybody. Let me see. My thoughts on this whole situation is, we hear it every day, whether you're a celebrity or not. But the thing is, it takes two to tango. And if you tango without protection, I'm assuming, then what do you think might happen? So as a result, you have this child. My thing is, women, this happens all the time. I don't know the details of the situation. I didn't read it because personally, I didn't care to read it because there's other more pressing issues in the world besides her and this stuff personally. But girl, you might as well just, if you're not already, take them to court, go through the system, get child support like anything else, and deal with your. Oh, she did.
Yeah,
Okay.
did.
Well,
Yes.
then there you go.
What she want?
Beyonce and Solange
She
and their
want
mom,
Beyonce money.
they don't owe you anything. And you got to think about, it's hurt all around. You don't know how Beyonce and Solange feels. You don't know how their mother feels, even though, she's moved on in another marriage. You don't even know if this is the
That's a
first
whole
time
nother
he did
story, too,
this.
'cause they
Yeah.
Probably
They
right.
broke
Right.
up, didn't
She probably kept that
You
baby because.
don't know, but the thing is,
Why you breathing like that?
I would suggest, hey,
Dang.
it is what it is, and just seek therapy, and hopefully you and your son can pursue a happy life. You can't make him or force him to have a relationship with this child, or Solange, or Beyonce. And we don't know. It might be stuff in the background, but it's just unfortunate. That's my 2 cents.
That's her 2 cents. I'm gonna say this. Let me say this. I'm gonna be real transparent right now. I'm gonna be real transparent. Cause I don't feel for this lady. I don't feel for her at all. Because you made a decision. You made your bed. Now you gotta lay in it. And I am her. I had a child with a married man. Well, he wasn't married when we had the kid, but when we got together, he was married. So that spoke volumes about the content of his character and how responsible he was as a man. And I still decided to be with this person, and a child was produced out of that relationship. And not to bash him or anything, but I'm a single mother that's handling my business, and nobody in his space owes me anything. I gotta handle what I have to handle based on the fact that I made a decision to have a child with this person, and that's for anybody that decides to have a child with somebody. So I'm gonna spin this camera back to Jade so she could talk a little bit about. Do you know about Keke Palmer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, talk about that so I can help him.
I thought it was cute. I didn't have a problem with it. I felt like they were friends. She was at the show. He often walks up to, because we're talking about Usher.
Yeah, tell a story.
He
about Usher,
often
Keke, and
walks
her
up
boyfriend.
to celebrity friends of his, and he touches them, he hugs them, he dances with them. He does it. So I didn't really see an issue. It just looked like 2 friends who saw each other at a concert, and that was it. I thought it was cute. Because he's not.
Her boyfriend felt some kind of way.
Right.
Okay, so then he probably should have said something to her about it, but I don't think she did it like, oh, look at me, and oh, I'm gonna make him mad. It looked like 2 friends who saw each other. Usher probably walked up to her, and she sung and whatever, and that was it. So there's probably other stuff that's going on. Because maybe if you asked a girl to marry you, then you wouldn't feel so insecure. I mean, I don't know. I ain't in people's bedrooms. But I thought it was cute. I didn't have a problem with it. I honestly, it looked to me like 2 friends who just, because if you cool with somebody, you cool with somebody. That's all it looked like to me. It didn't look like no flirting. It didn't look like he was trying to touch her butt. It didn't look like any of that. And she looked cute to me. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it.
Let's spin this back around here. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into Ladies Night In. We get together once a month, and we just spend. Sometimes this thing wants to do what it wants to do. So we get together once a month on the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. We spend the evening together, and we have cocktails, water, juice, whatever it is that we drink. And we just have real ladies night. And this all started on Kim's birthday. We were talking, having a good time. We sat down and decided to talk, and then we just recorded. It just became a thing. So we're here naturally, organically. This is what we do when we get together. We hang out, we drink, we talk about hot topics, we talk about our lives. So you just tuned in, you tuned into Ladies Night In, and we're having topics. Right now we're talking about Keke Palmer. So Usher serenaded Keke Palmer at his concert in Las Vegas, and Keke had on, let's set the scene though.
I see it.
Keke had on a see-through dress. Her whole butt was out. Now, this is her whole butt. Usher was serenading her. He was singing to her, and then she sang a little bit. But the problem was, when Usher went to walk away, Keke Palmer turned around to make sure Usher saw her ass. Now, let's be real about this. She turned around to make sure that not only Usher, but everybody saw her butt. So had she not done that, I think the energy would have been a little bit different had she just did the little singing and sat down. But she turned around to make sure that Usher saw, and the exchange between them two was really inappropriate. It was beyond friendship. It was, and if we go biblical, the Bible says if you don't sleep with somebody, if you lust them, then you've already committed the sin. And it was a lustful moment for me. That's the way I saw it. It was like a lustful moment. And then Keke Palmer's boyfriend, child's father, whose baby is 5 months old, let's put everything into perspective. They have a 5-month-old baby, went on Twitter and said, you somebody's mama, or something to that effect. And the way you dress, you're somebody's mother. And then he said, when a man comes on and says something about a woman, how she carries herself, he's the head of the family, he has a problem with it, he gets attacked. So everybody went off on this man. I'm going to say this. If you're in a relationship, and this is for the young women as well as the older women, when you're in a relationship, you know right from wrong. And you have to put yourself in another person's shoes. And we have to all understand this. And I have a book out called Men Hurt Too. Shameless plug. If you need a book, Men Hurt Too. We have to really understand that men are human beings first. And this young man's feelings got hurt. And he went online. He should have handled it in a private manner in their home. But so many young people who are millennials, all of them go on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and put all their business out as soon as something happens. My man did this. My girl did that. It just happened to be Keke Palmer, who used to be, let me say this about Keke, who used to be America's sweetheart. She ain't no sweetheart no more.
What's she do? Because she did that? She not a sweetheart no more? I'm just asking a question.
No, I'm saying,
she do?
listen, I'm saying her role in the world has transitioned from Disney
From little
to
girl
a grown woman.
right?
So y'all are attacking this man based on her being Keke Palmer, America's sweetheart. From her being Keke Palmer, a grown-ass woman, somebody's girl with a baby who did something that was inappropriate. So let's be right with, she did something wrong and he did something wrong. That what she did upset this man, and he's a human being. And no, he shouldn't have went on social media and said anything, but he's a human who had an error in judgment and went online and said something he shouldn't have said. Kim, I see you over there burning to say something. I'm going to take it around to Kim. Kim looking at me like, I need to say this.
I was trying to get Laura to be quiet over there in the corner.
Oh.
She wanted some more cherries for her drink. So there's a lot to unpack here for me. I don't think, I think that as a woman, and I've been guilty of this because I had my first child very young. He was born 8 days after my 20th birthday. So I did a lot of partying back in the day. And should I have? Probably not. I should have been home with
Taking care of
him.
your baby.
Yeah.
Right.
But I've learned that when you have a baby, the perception in your life changes. That doesn't mean you can't have fun.
Or be sexy.
Or be sexy, right? Because you're still a woman. But you don't need to put your butt all up on some other man's crotch when you got a man at home with your baby. No, he's not watching. Oh, yeah, watching her. I thought you was going to say watching the baby. So I was going to say, no, he's the father. He ain't watching the baby.
I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with the dress she wore. I have a problem with her behavior in that dress.
Oh, I'm leaving. Boom. Is that a flag?
And should he
Oh, I'm sorry.
flag on the play with the behavior? Should he have waited until she got home? Absolutely. Did he reach out to her and text her and try to call her? Maybe he tried to deal with it privately and she wasn't answering. Maybe she didn't hear the phone. She was in the middle of dancing or whatever. Her phone was in her purse. I don't know the details.
She was all in Usher face.
Right. And I know a lot of people were saying, well, if he had asked her to marry him, if he married her, she wouldn't have did this.
Sorry. Hold on. I just had to move it so the pivot doesn't lose.
She wouldn't have been acting like this. Maybe he did ask her to marry him, and maybe she said,
son.
no, I'm not ready to get married.
Come on, son.
Maybe she's the one who didn't want to get married yet.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Maybe they were having other issues in the relationship. I mean, I know people who have gotten married, and the woman was the one who said, this is the wrong move. Let's not do this. So it's not always the man, but I think they both could have used better judgment. Both of them.
Jermaine. Oh. KECIA.
I agree with Kim. They both probably, but they're young.
Right.
Right.
My opinion, I would be upset like him.
If that was your man.
Yes.
Come
because
on
that
now.
was just disrespectful. I don't care if you're married or not, you're together. So disrespectful. And for her to do that in front of the whole world, knowing that that's her man at home. Yeah, But she looked good though. I give it to her. She looked good.
good.
She looked
Yeah,
good,
I
but-
think it should have been handled. I think she just got caught up in the moment.
Yeah, because she's probably a fan. I
And
love her.
yeah, and she just didn't think she was doing anything wrong at the moment. I'm sure if she sit down and watch it after she hear him curse her out, she'll probably be like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have did that." I'm sorry, babe.
That's something you would do.
Laura.
So I have a couple of thoughts on this, and coming from being in a relationship for a long time,
How long?
a long time. You know, we all got kids, and we've all gone through that process. It's something when you can feel good about yourself when after you had a baby and you like the way you look. Now, I'm a very conservative person. I will never overshow my body because honestly, for me, it ain't nobody else's business what my body look like except my man. Like nobody else needs to see my ass. Nobody else needs to see my boobs. Nobody else needs to see nothing that belongs to me. And as far as I'm concerned, him.
Come on now.
So she looked beautiful, but to me, her look could have been a little bit more tasteful for her. With a beautiful, gorgeous body, she could have wore something else not so revealing and still looked bad as hell without getting, you know, herself. Remembering the fact that you on video, it's gonna be forever. Like that's forever. Like
Come
that's just
on.
out there forever. So you know the
Ever,
fact that
Ever?
forever, ever. And everybody uses social media so much these days.
Yeah.
And like it went like wildfire. And for what? Everybody in your business.
Want us
And,
in the cloud.
and not for nothing, you know, having a respect for your relationship, you know, and showing your man and whether they're married or not, you're in a relationship. When you went out that night, you was in a relationship. And having respect for that relationship, you know, no man wants to see his woman on some other dude, whether it's for 2 minutes or 2 seconds. No man wants to see his woman with some other dude, you know. No man wants to see some other dude texting his woman or something like that, you know. And you can have friends, yeah. And Usher, I'm sure him and Keke Palmer are probably good friends, and that's all cool. But you know what? He friends with a lot of people.
Right.
He friends with a lot of people. So I just don't think it needed to go that far. I
That's
think
it.
they could have sang together. They could have did a little duet or
that's it.
something, and it could have been like awesome for everybody else in the audience. Could have been like, oh shoot, but to go that far and turn around and show yourself, like it just wasn't necessary to go that far.
Yes.
It just wasn't.
And let me say this. People were saying, I'm gonna get to Tonka next. And people were saying, it's 2 celebrities. For me, I wouldn't be mad if it was a chick, a regular old Jane. Cause she don't have access to go backstage with Usher. Keke and Usher got access to each other.
That's true.
So if it was just a woman in the audience that couldn't call Usher, pick up the phone, or any of that, that's a big problem right there, that they have access to each other. Now, the audience, when we go to concerts, we know we ain't got access. Like, we got to try to get backstage. We groupies, you know, and I'm not talking about us, but I'm talking about people in general. We groupies. We got to go to the security. We got to run. We got to try. No, Keke can actually go backstage and say, or Usher could actually say, I'm going to call Keke tomorrow. So saying that they're 2, she's an actress. We're not talking about the fact that Keke and Usher were in a love scene in a movie and her boyfriend had a problem with that. That's a whole different thing. That if they were in a love scene in a movie and they were acting and her boyfriend came on Twitter and was like, I can't believe this, that's something different than them having an intimate moment at her being at a concert. She ain't acting, she ain't singing. She is actually a fan and a participant of the concert. That's the big difference here. And to understand, people saying that they're not married, it doesn't matter if a person is married. If you have in a committed relationship and people attacking him saying he should have married her, he should marry her. She decided to have a baby with this man without being married. Where do we hold the onus on her, the responsibility of her saying, I'm not going to have a baby with a man if he don't put a ring on my finger? She's just as guilty as he is, or making decisions that are just as, if that's a bad decision for them, because she decided, knowing that she's not married and don't have a ring on her finger, to have a baby by this man but we're not holding her accountable for that, but we're judging him because he didn't ask her to marry him. We can't have it both ways. We have to hold both people accountable. No, he shouldn't have went on Twitter and said anything. He should have waited till she got home. And no, she shouldn't have turned her behind around in front of Usher's face and gave him the whole, yes. Tonka?
Well, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm just going to give my thoughts anyway. It does take two to tango. So we don't know.
Already.
I could say it again.
You can say it.
I can say it
Say it.
two times.
I'm on your side right there.
Get
Sorry.
'em. Get
Go
'em.
ahead.
Ain't nobody thinking about them. I can say what I want to say because
Oh.
God's grown.
Oh!
Anyway,
I'm the oldest.
you could be the oldest. Anyway, we don't know what their relationship is, but I would think after that night or whatever happened or however it went down again, I didn't see it, that maybe they'll talk about it now, what their
True,
relationship
true.
is and what is to be expected
That's
not. But on the
true.
other side of it with celebrities, this is what gets them in the light. This is what gets
Come
them the
on.
tweets. This is what gets them
Uh-oh.
the publicity of
Right.
it all.
Yes. And right, because Kiki just released the album.
Yeah, so you got to think about that too.
They set us up.
It could have been a setup.
But that's also what gets their relationships tore up.
Well, how many relationships last in their
That's true.
life
Wow.
either? I mean, she has this child. I would hope it would last for anyone, but
That's not
I don't
promised,
know.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, that's my 2 cents. Yeah, I said it again.
Yes, she said it again. So we're going to go around with our final thoughts, but I just want people to understand that for this young man, he's a young man, and we can't attack our black men when we ask them to be vulnerable, right? We have to allow them to make mistakes, because black men already feel like they can't make mistakes because the whole world attacked this young man from a mistake. So this is why black men are not vulnerable. This is why black men feel like I can't make a mistake, because we saw a woman, well, I saw this on the BET Awards, a young lady threw a phone at her boyfriend because he took a picture with Ice Spice, who's another rapper, and everybody was like, oh, she was just emotional. But she was abusive. She wasn't just emotional. She's a woman that threw a phone at a man, but we excuse that behavior because it's a woman. But this man has a moment where he's in his feelings and in his emotions because he's a human being, and he tweeted something and the whole world attacked him. He was in his feelings. And we have to learn that these men are human beings, and that I'm gonna say this, Keke Palmer was dead wrong. I'm sorry. She was her behavior, not the way she dressed, because this is what the women want to focus on to make her right.
No, it was her.
We will, and this is what we have to stop doing as black women. We have to stop finding a way to defend each other's poor behavior because we're black women. Yeah, I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, whatever you are. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Not that the dress, because we want to focus on the fact that the dress, she should be able to wear what she wants. She's a mom. He's mom shaming her. That's not her behavior. Her behavior was poor, in my opinion. That had she not turned around and moved the way she did, and the interaction between them two was very sexual and very connected, and that was a problem. Not the dress so much.
Y'all better shut the fuck up.
Not
this
the
shit
dress.
is going too fucking far.
Not the
This
dress
shit is
so
too
much.
I'm about to pop. I'm about to be on that ceiling with that ceiling fan. I can't.
I don't know why
I
you're
just
about
want to
to
do my
pop.
final thought. My final thought is I love you, these ladies. It's always a blast to be with you all. Kim made this beautiful, beautiful drink, and I'm so appreciative of it.
You
I'm
babysitting
appreciative
it.
because I need the ice, and I didn't want to take away from that. I wanted to pay attention to the show and have my conversation and talk and stuff like that. So that's why I did. But I'm gonna tear this thing up. Because this thing about to go, because we only got a few more minutes. So I love you all for watching. I really appreciate y'all, and I thank God that we were all able to make it here safely, especially Laura, because she lives the furthest. And I just want to bless her and tell her that I wish God for her travel mercy home. And she brought ice cream, y'all. I love chocolate chip. She brought us some ice cream, so thank you for that. But peace and blessings.
Laura.
Yeah, I go through a lot to get here.
It always seems to be a storm.
I go through a lot. Not Storm and everybody and their mother left the beach at the same time.
Oh.
I sat since quarter to 6. I sat in traffic to get, not doing any more than 50 on the Parkway for an hour. Yeah. So I go through a lot to make sure I get with y'all. My final thought, you know, social media, I think too many people rely on it as a part of life right now. It's gotten way out of hand with people's lives, and just, you know, the first thing you do when something happens is social media. You know, that we have to get back to a time, you know, I reflect so many times when having a good time was being outside till the lights came on.
That's it.
You know, being out with your friends, and nobody could get in touch with you.
Right.
You ain't have a cell phone, you
Right.
ain't have nothing. You was hanging out. Oh man, it's getting dark, and you knew you had to go home.
Yeah.
And those were just so innocent times when we really just knew how to have fun.
Human experience.
Human experience. And so many people are now getting away from being in touch with people and having that connectedness when you're in person with somebody, because right away you want to tweet something and snap something and Instagram something. Like it's just, you know, you got to get to a point back when we get to loving to be around people now, you know, like we used to, and just getting away from the social media, people faces in the phones and iPads and all kinds of stuff all day long. It's just, at some point, God's gonna make it happen.
Yes. Come
So,
on. That's it.
I pray that everybody's prepared for it.
Yes.
Peace and blessings.
KECIA.
My advice is be in the moment. I found myself being on my phone too much, so I'm trying to stop and just enjoy and be in the moment with people without my phone. Like the olden days. We grew up without this.
Yes.
So I just be in the moment. Respect each other.
Yes.
Enjoy life.
Yes. Okay.
The real life, not the Instagram life.
Ooh, real life.
Right.
Not the what do they call it? Fake book.
The fake life.
Fake
The,
book. It's all fake and phony.
It's all filtered.
Kim, all filtered.
So my advice is to just love each other, respect each other, agree to disagree as we have tonight.
Yes.
But
That's crazy.
But it's all love, because we all understand that we each have our own opinions, we each have our own perspective, our own views, our own thoughts, feelings, ideas, and we can respect that about each other, even if those things are different for each one of us.
Yes.
But that's what makes us get along so well, and that's what makes our conversation so interesting. So just love and respect each other, and live your life. Tomorrow's not promised.
Because I'm a paper chaser.
Well said, Kim.
Such a good big sister.
I know.
Well said, Kim.
Let me see. My last thoughts. I agree with everyone. This generation is so impressionable. So take this social media stuff with a grain of salt. It's not your end all. You don't have to run to it every time something happens or something goes astray. What I'm going to challenge everyone to do is, I know when something happens, especially the younger generation, you want to run to social media, put people on blast. Why don't you just pause for a minute and pray before you do it?
Ooh, pray on social media.
Just true.
Pause and
You
pray.
can. Pause and pray.
Pause
Peace.
and pray. I love it. So my final thought is people are going to make mistakes, men and women. And it is a season of cancel culture. And we have to turn it I'm sorry. We have to turn it back around to a life of grace and mercy. To allow people to make mistakes and to not crucify people on social media. So many people run to social media to crucify somebody instead of having grace and mercy to say, this person is having a human moment, because we all do. We get mad. We have emotions. We have feelings. And we have to stop allowing ourselves to jump on the judgment train, because that's what a lot of us are doing. We're judging everybody. So I hope you enjoyed us this evening. We'll be back next month. We'll announce our date soon. And if you have a question for us, like our other audience members, you can email us at info@TreyKearney.com, info@TreyKearney.com. And we'll read your scenario and your question live, and we'll give our opinions. But again, you have to decide for yourself what's best for you, not what any of us said, not what your mama said, your daddy said. When you lay your head down at night, it should be your decision, so you can live with that decision and not blame people or have regrets. So we will see you guys next month with another episode of Ladies Night In. We love you, peace and blessings, and we appreciate you. Please subscribe. Because y'all, they be waiting for somebody. They be waiting. They be waiting for the liquor to kick in. They be waiting.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe to the New You Nation Network YouTube Shut up, Jenny.
Subscribe.
Shut up. Please subscribe to the New You Nation Network YouTube channel. We appreciate you. It is a privilege to be in your life, and we don't take it for granted. So we love you. A fortune cookie. We love you, and we'll see you guys later. So say good night, ladies.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Adios. Good night.
Good night. Oh. Good night, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace and blessings. Love yourself, enjoy life, and be forgiving at all times. Oops.